Long ago in a Himba village, there was a powerful queen named Zara. She ruled with wisdom and grace, and the people loved her dearly. Her beauty was known far and wide, but behind her regal appearance, Zara carried a secret burden. She possessed a necklace of untold power, gifted to her by an unknown force. It shone like the brightest star, mesmerizing all who saw it. But with its beauty came a dark curse. Whoever wore it was bound to a life of great sorrow. Queen Zara had no choice in this fate. The necklace had chosen her, and its grip was unbreakable. Though trapped by the curse, Zara refused to let it define her. She fought against its power with every ounce of her strength, even as her heart grew heavy. Her people never knew the pain she carried. Zara continued to lead with unwavering strength and love, guiding her village through prosperous times. But one fateful day, the curse struck harder than ever. The kingdom began to unravel. Crops failed and drought swept through the land. The people grew desperate, their faith shaken. Yet Zara stood firm, a pillar of hope amidst the chaos. She knew that to break the curse, she would have to seek help far beyond her village in places unknown. Despite the growing darkness, Queen Zara remained determined. She set off on a perilous journey, leaving her village behind in search of answers. For weeks, she traveled across vast deserts and mountains, guided only by her will to save her people. In distant lands, Zara found wise elders and powerful healers, but none could break the curse. They all warned her of the necklace's ancient origins, saying its curse was woven into the very fabric of time itself. But Zara, ever steadfast, refused to give up hope. One night, as Zara camped by a sacred tree, a mysterious figure appeared. Dressed in ancient robes, the figure spoke with a voice that echoed through the night. "Queen Zara," it said, "the necklace you wear holds great power, but to break its curse, you must make the ultimate sacrifice." Zara's heart raced. She had already sacrificed so much: her joy, her freedom, and her peace. "What more can I give?" she asked, her voice trembling. "You must give up the necklace," the figure whispered, "but in doing so, you will lose all you hold dear. Are you willing to bear such a cost?" The weight of the decision pressed heavily on Zara. She thought of her people, her kingdom, and the future that hung in the balance. Without hesitation, she answered, "For my people, I will give anything." The figure nodded solemnly and disappeared into the night. Zara knew what she had to do. The next morning, Zara stood at the edge of a vast cliff, overlooking the endless horizon. The cursed necklace felt heavier than ever around her neck, as if it could sense the end was near. With trembling hands, she unclasped it for the first time since it had bound itself to her. As the necklace left her skin, a powerful gust of wind swept through the air, howling like 1,000 voices. The sky darkened, and the ground trembled beneath her feet. It was as if the curse itself was resisting her final act. Zara closed her eyes, whispering a prayer to her ancestors. She knew there was no turning back. With a deep breath, she flung the necklace into the abyss below, watching as it disappeared into the void. For a moment, there was silence. Then, the ground steadied, and the sky cleared. The weight that had burdened Zara for so long was lifted. She could feel it. The curse had finally been broken. But with it, so too was her connection to the life she once knew. Zara returned to her village, but things had changed. The crops began to grow again, the rivers flowed, and the land flourished. Her people rejoiced, celebrating the return of prosperity, but Zara remained distant. She had given up more than just the necklace. She had given up her place in the village, her title, and the life she once led. Her people sensed the shift in their queen. Though they praised her for saving them, Zara knew her time as their ruler had come to an end. Zara stood before her people one last time. Her heart ached, knowing she had to leave them. But the curse, though broken, had taken something irreparable. The magic of the necklace had woven itself into the very fabric of her soul, and now that it was gone, so too was the life she had once known. "My beloved people," she began, her voice steady though her heart was heavy. "The curse has lifted, and our land will prosper once more. But my journey ends here. I am no longer your queen." Gasps echoed through the crowd. The people, who had always looked to Zara for strength, could not imagine a future without her. But Zara knew this was the way it had to be. "I leave you in the hands of the elders," she continued, "who will guide you toward a new dawn. My duty is done, and now I must walk a different path." Tears filled the eyes of those who had loved her, but no one dared challenge Zara's decision. They knew, deep down, that she had made the ultimate sacrifice. As she turned to leave, a small child ran forward, clutching a flower in her hands. "Queen Zara," the child whispered, "will you ever return?" Zara knelt down, taking the flower gently. "In every sunrise and every breeze, I will be with you," she said softly. "Though I may walk far from here, my spirit will always remain in this land." With those words, Zara walked away, her figure disappearing into the horizon. The villagers watched in silence, knowing they had witnessed the end of an era. After Queen Zara left, the kingdom was at peace, but uncertainty lingered. The people missed their beloved queen, though the land had begun to heal. Without Zara, the elders took on the role of leadership, guiding the kingdom. Crops began to grow, and the rivers flowed once again, but something was missing. Though the curse had lifted, a new challenge had emerged. Unity was fading. Arguments began among the elders about how to manage the kingdom's prosperity. With Zara's absence, rival factions within the council vied for control. Some wanted to expand the kingdom's influence, while others sought to preserve peace. The balance that Zara once maintained was slipping through their fingers. Amidst the tension, whispers spread through the villages. Was the curse truly gone? In the hearts of the people, fear still lingered, as if the necklace had left its mark. Many believed that only Zara's presence could truly ensure their safety. The kingdom was thriving, but uncertainty clouded their minds like a distant storm. The eldest of the council, Mahila, urged calm and unity, but it wasn't enough. Disagreements over the future of the kingdom continued to grow deeper. In the absence of their queen, the once united elders were now divided. Each day, the cracks in their leadership became more visible to the people. As crops flourished and rivers flowed, the people began to feel unrest. Rumors spread that Zara's absence had caused imbalance in the natural world. Some said they saw shadows in the forests, signs of the curse still lingering. Others reported strange occurrences, the earth trembling beneath their feet. Fear crept back into the hearts of the villagers, threatening their fragile peace. Elder Mahila, sensing the danger, called a council meeting to restore unity. "We must remember Queen Zara's sacrifice," Mahila said, her voice firm. But her words, though wise, could not hold back the rising tide of dissent. "The curse is broken, but we must be vigilant, or we will invite new chaos." Yet, despite her plea, many in the council feared the curse had not truly lifted. The people began to lose faith in their leaders, longing for Zara's return. Meanwhile, far away, Zara journeyed through unknown lands, seeking wisdom. She had not found answers about the necklace's origins, but she pressed on. Her search took her to a distant temple where a wise elder awaited her. The elder spoke of an ancient tribe who once wielded the necklace's power. They were powerful, but they fell to ruin, consumed by the very curse they created. Zara listened closely, realizing the necklace's curse had deeper roots than she knew. The elder warned her, "The curse lives on, and it may never be truly broken. Zara's heart sank, but she knew she could not return to her people empty-handed. She had to learn the full story of the necklace if she was to save her kingdom. Back in the kingdom, unrest grew. Factions in the council were forming. The elders struggled to keep control, but the people were growing anxious. Some believed Zara would never return, that the curse would claim them all. Others insisted that they could survive without her, but fear gnawed at them. Elder Mahila tried to keep the peace, but the cracks in the kingdom were widening. The balance that Zara once brought to the land was slipping away each day. In the absence of unity, whispers of rebellion began to circulate among the people. The kingdom, though prosperous, stood on the brink of collapse from within. As tensions grew, a drought suddenly struck the land once more. The people feared that the curse had returned, brought on by Zara's absence. Without Zara's guidance, the elders were unsure how to calm the people's fears. They held a council meeting, hoping to find a way to restore faith in their leadership. But even the elders were divided, unable to agree on a course of action. Some believed they should search for Zara, while others felt they must lead alone. Elder Mahila urged unity once again, reminding them of Zara's sacrifice. "We cannot fall apart now," she said, "for Zara's sake and for the kingdom." Her words struck a chord with some, but others were too consumed by fear. In the village, people began to argue among themselves, pointing fingers. Some blamed the elders, while others whispered that Zara had abandoned them. A deep sense of unease settled over the kingdom as the drought worsened. In her journey, Zara reached the ancient lands where the necklace had been forged. The ruins were vast and crumbling, remnants of a once mighty civilization. As Zara explored the ruins, she felt the weight of the necklace's history. The air was thick with the energy of the curse, as if the land itself remembered. Zara approached the central temple, where an ancient inscription awaited her. The inscription told of the necklace's creation by a powerful queen long ago. She sought to control fate, the inscription read, but fate turned against her. Zara realized that the necklace had been created to bend time and destiny itself. But the power was too great, and it had destroyed the queen and her kingdom. As Zara read, she felt a deep connection to the ancient queen's story. Both had been rulers, bound by the power of the necklace, facing impossible choices. Zara knew now that the necklace's curse could never truly be broken. But she also knew that she had the strength to resist its pull, unlike the ancient queen. Back in the kingdom, the situation was growing dire. Crops had failed once more. The people's faith in their leaders had shattered, and unrest filled the streets. Many believed that Zara's return was their only hope of survival. Elder Mahila decided that they must act before the kingdom collapsed entirely. "We must go after Zara," she declared, "for only she can guide us now." The elders, though divided, agreed that Mahila was right. They had no other choice. They sent a group of trusted villagers to search for Zara and bring her back. Meanwhile, Zara stood at the edge of the ancient ruins, contemplating her next move. She knew that returning to her kingdom would not be enough to save her people. The necklace's power still lingered, and its curse could rise again at any time. But Zara also knew that her people needed her now more than ever. She made a vow to return, not as their queen, but as their guide and protector. As Zara set off on her journey back, she carried with her the knowledge of the past. She had learned that power alone could not save a kingdom. It required unity. The villagers who had been sent to find Zara finally reached her, relieved and overjoyed. "Queen Zara, the kingdom needs you," they pleaded. "The land is dying without you." Zara looked at them with resolve, knowing that her return would not be easy. "I will come back," she said, "but things must change. The curse is not truly gone." With her people by her side, Zara began the long journey home, her mind clear. As they crossed deserts and rivers, Zara felt the weight of her responsibility. But this time, she would lead differently, for she had learned the power of sacrifice. When they returned to the kingdom, the people rejoiced, welcoming Zara home. But Zara knew that her return alone would not fix the deeper issues in the kingdom. She stood before the elders, her voice steady and her eyes filled with determination. "We must unite," she said, "or we will fall apart as the ancient kingdom did." The elders listened, and for the first time they all agreed. Zara's words had reminded them of the true meaning of leadership and sacrifice. The kingdom, though still in peril, had found its hope once more. Zara had returned, not as a queen, but as a symbol of unity and strength. Together, they would face the future, knowing that they had the power to shape it. And so, the kingdom began to heal once again under Zara's watchful guidance. The legend of Queen Zara grew even more powerful, a tale of resilience and hope. Years passed, and Queen Zara's story became legend. Her people told of the brave queen who sacrificed everything to save them from a cursed fate. The tale of the cursed necklace echoed through generations, a reminder of Zara's courage, love, and the price she paid for her people. Her legacy lived on in the hearts of all who heard her story, forever etched into the history of the Himba.